As musicians, inspiration can come from all sorts of different things, places, and you name it. You could get inspiration from your favorite artist, a video game soundtrack. Inspiration can even happen when you're just taking a walk. But for me, apparently, I'm inspired by the Weather Channel. If you're a millennial like me or older, there's a really good chance you used to watch or fall asleep to the Weatherscan channel when you were younger. I know I definitely did. Now, if you forget or you don't know what I'm talking about, this may jog your memory or bring back some nostalgia.
The local Doppler radar.
Now, for the first couple of years of starting to watch this channel, it would soothe me to bed. The music was very ambient and liminal in a way.
This is not real. It's just a dream. Please, wake up.
It was just really peaceful, and it helped me sleep, as I'm sure it did to thousands of others. But when I started playing guitar around 2008, I remember really starting to listen and focusing more on the music, and it was really good. Like, seriously, listening back to these songs, they're really good. Really good. There were a few songs in particular that had this killer guitar playing. I'll play a few of them for you in a second. It was very Joe Satriani, Jeff Beck, and that mid 80s to 90s crisp, overdriven, jazzy kind of playing all mixed into one. I started to become mesmerized by these songs, and I could no longer sleep because I was thinking about how they were playing this on the guitar. So in this video, I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna break down and show you some of these amazing guitar licks and songs. Seriously, you really have to hear these. I'll talk about how these songs are actually a bigger influence on my guitar playing than anything else without even realizing it, and it could also be yours without realizing it either. I'll also talk about a brief background of these songs and a few other things as well. The Weatherscan channel was unfortunately taken off Comcast in 2017 after being on basic cable for 18 years. But luckily, these songs still live on today through the internet, so let's listen to a few of them and break them down. So the one you're hearing right now is probably my second favorite out of all of these songs. Now, I think the reason why this one stuck out to me the most is because of the really interesting groove and the sort of dissonance it has. It can go from a very off-putting sound, but in a good way, to a happy and melodic vibe, but still keeping that strange and ear-catching sound. It's almost very dreamlike, which is very on brand to what I was saying earlier about how I used to fall asleep to these tunes. Now, the really interesting thing about this song is that it seems to be switching keys, which can make soloing and improvising over it very challenging. A lot of these songs, especially the ones with guitar, seem to have a pretty advanced structure to them, and you can sort of hear that through the guitar licks and playing. Now, the great thing about some of these songs is that they can be really cool to solo over, and they can be used as almost backing tracks. Playing these can also be really good for ear training if you try and copy and learn the guitar licks or the whole entire solo of each of these songs. Which is why I recommend to check out some of these songs, learn those licks by ear, and just mess around and have fun figuring out what key the song is in, what chords it's using, what type of licks, and things like that. So every song that was played on the Weatherscan channel was composed by a man named Trammell Starks. Apparently they wanted to ask someone to write these songs specifically for their channel because of legal issues they were dealing with music licensing. Now normally for something like this they would just buy songs for the background music, but apparently they were having trouble with music licensing, so they hired someone to write songs specifically for this channel. Trammell Starks, I really hope I'm saying his name right, has written music for Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola, and other corporate world scoring music. Now there's a list of musicians who played on these songs, but Artie Traham and Chris Kamazi seem to be the two guitar players who were playing on them. I apologize if I'm not saying those names right. Now I think Chris Kamazi did the electric guitar solos and Artie did the acoustic stuff, because after listening to their solo work, I kind of put two and two together. Now one of my favorites out of all of these songs is track 22. It's very melodic and overdriven guitar heavy. It's also very energetic and powerful. It sort of sounds like you're playing a really hard level on Sonic the Hedgehog in those old 90s games. Now, if you want to listen to more of these songs, I'll link all of them down in the description below, but I'll also make a separate playlist that just includes all the ones that have guitar in it. There's about 7 or so. There's actually a lot that didn't have any guitar in it, so I just didn't include them. Now the big question here is, how were these songs a big influence on my playing even though I haven't listened or heard these songs in years? Because only recently is where I started to hear these songs again. Maybe it's because I would listen to these songs on repeat almost every night for 4 to 5 years. And during those few years is when I started playing guitar. It must have been this weird thing where subconsciously I was really enjoying them or listening to them while I was sleeping. I have no idea. But the odd thing is that my playing style has slowly adapted into that type of playing. And a lot of my other influences like Jeff Beck must have started from these Weatherscan songs. Now I know that I can't be the only one who listened to this channel, especially a musician who listened to this channel. And if you are aware and did watch this channel and you play guitar, how is your playing style compared to these songs? Is it similar or is it different? Let me know in the comments. Also, tell me if there's anything else you can think of that has inspired you subconsciously to play guitar, or at least inspired the style of music that you play. After recording this video and listening back to these Weatherscan songs, it's been crazy how much other things I've been thinking about that could have inspired my guitar playing. Thanks for watching this week's video. It was nice to do something a little different than my normal videos, and if you enjoyed, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to check out the playlist to these songs. I linked it down in the description, and I will see you in the next video, and don't forget to keep on playing. Thank you.